We're breaking down anything and everything Utica City FC related. This is the Keeper's Corner podcast with your hosts, Matt Sterling and Brandon Brooks. Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Keeper's Corner podcast. Matt and Brandon here once again. Break it down. Just what happened for Utica this past weekend. Brandon, how you doing, my guy? The green 420 is not for another month. Well, there's 3 weeks left, and then the playoffs, and yeah, like I'm this has been my winter sports this year. Tennessee Titans trash. Syracuse basketball probably firing their coach. Utica already fired their coach. But, like, I'll turn on the Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference championship game tomorrow night because it's Siena, coached by former Syracuse great Jerry McNamara, going for their first attempt. They win that game, they go to the big dance for the first time since 2010. And it's a hate watch where it's like, this could have been the coach of Syracuse. He was on the staff. He could have done that here. And they let him. They promoted the wrong guy. So I'll hate watch it. I hate watch a lot of sports these days. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's been years of me slowly cutting back on how much I consume of like the Yankees. That was my childhood team, and now I hate watching when I get the chance because I'm like, I want you to lose, I want you to fail, I want some changes in the front office and coaching staff. Like, nah, we want to be good but not great. We're okay with that. We make money.
I just realized I've been muted this entire time.
Brandon's been muted the entire time. There was a long mute part there, Brandy.
Yeah, I just noticed.
Ah, Brandino.
So you've been talking to yourself this whole time,
I
talking
mean,
about, talking about hate watching everything. And all of my story time went woo out the window. Yeah, because I all of a sudden looked over and I'm like, wait, why is my bar still gray? Oh, that'll do it.
that'll do it.
In
That'll do
summary,
it.
been watching soccer, and whether it's MLS or MASL 1, 2, or 3, and crying for some, and just overall watching for the enjoyment of the game, and that's about it. Yay!
Yay. That's like, oh, you know, we got a St. Patrick's Day game coming up.
Yay!
That's what you were trying to go for with the green holiday, not
Yeah.
my 420 joke.
Oh yeah,
But
that's true. That they only heard the 420 part of that from you. Oh,
as you're
that's
wearing
funny.
the St. Paddy's scarf from the massacre.
It's the only thing I bought from that.
Remember who was acting coach that game?
Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah. Similar situation.
Well, no, we're definitely not going into this one the favorites.
who would we be going in against to be the favorite? That's the real question. If we were playing an exhibition game against M2, maybe.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'd like to see Rock City. Like Rock City Boom could probably give this team a run for their money.
Yeah.
But Rock City Boom also has a lot of talent that either fell out of M1 because of visa contract issues or other stuff.
Or they are Andrew Coughlin.
Yeah.
Not playing goalie.
No.
Didn't think I would see that, but was that was one of the ones I watched. I want to say it was, I don't know, either late this week or early last week. I don't remember when, but it was Rock City and it was Rock City in Baltimore, so it must have been Friday or Thursday, one of the two. And yeah, it was a good game up until halfway through the fourth quarter, and then Rock City just took it away. I think it was like 18-7 by the end of it. Or 18-8. Maybe that's what it was. Something around there.
Oh, so speaking of Baltimore, they scored Baltimore goals than Utica on Friday
Yeah, they did. I
in a game that
hated
almost,
that.
I mean, it split the difference on our predictions.
Oh yeah, no, I noticed. I was running it through my head after it finished.
hmm And yeah, 9-5. It was by the book loss
Yeah,
for this team.
it was pretty
Look
much as
okay,
expected.
look okay for a little bit. The opposing team goes on a run, opens it up, and then can never climb back into it.
Right.
That's more or less what we expect.
Yeah, I mean, when you say it's by the book, I mean, this was, paint by numbers, pretty much, unfortunately, what we've been seeing most of the season. So, nothing really surprising.
You know, but we're here to talk about it, so that's what we're gonna do.
That's
Go
okay.
through our usual breakdown, starting with the stat that tells the story. Brandon, do you want to open it up this week?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, actually, I'll take that. Um, so the stat that stood out to me on this one was the amount of blocked shots that Baltimore's defense was able to pull off and take heat off of Julian in net. Out of the 33 shots that Utica took, 16 of those were blocked by a defender, and the other 17, of course, it made it to the keeper, 5 of which made it through.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, compare that to our blocked shots, which was 3. Hell of a difference in just the defensive capability of Baltimore's current defense versus our current defense.
Mm-hmm.
So
We said it on stream a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the block shot difference. If you can stop it from getting to your goalkeeper's going to look a lot better.
yep, sure is. Not
And
that
it also
Julian's.
means that I was just gonna say it also means Utica's taking predictable shots.
Yeah. Yep, which is something that I've kind of talked about where, where our passing patterns are very, predictable. Once we get up to the box, we're going to pass it around the outside. We're not going to pass it very much in the middle, but they have been working on that because I have noticed that they've been passing to the middle with Pinal in the middle and kind of mixing it up. So, I mean, they're definitely trying to shake things up, but for the most part, it's that predictable, get up there, go around the outside, take random pot shots. And yeah, a lot of them just get broken up by the defense.
Yeah, nothing shocking in this game, unfortunately.
Nope.
The most jarring aspect of it for me was I messaged you about it, and that was the awkward camera angle that they had on two of their cameras, one of the end ones and the main camera, where I sent you a picture showing like I've leveled the field. Look at how crooked my TV is.
Yep. Yep.
And my camera was telling me it was off by like 12 degrees. Like so they had one leg short on a national broadcast that had the field rocking like it was a ship at sea during the entire game. Baltimore gets their first golazo. I think they did pretty well from a homer bias. You know, they were toned down from their usual. Uh, there's not really a polite way to describe it.
Yeah. But I do agree that it was much more tame
Yeah.
than what it usually would be. Honestly, I was more frustrated um, the last time that we were home and I was watching there. I felt like our broadcast was super biased, which is not usually ever been the case. So I was
Oh
like, oh
no,
man.
that one I'm like, oh, he's getting told from higher up exactly how to like glaze this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one, no one's buying the BS that they're selling or trying to sell,
Not particularly, no.
and two, it doesn't look good from an integrity standpoint if you're trying to break into the broadcasting business and your tone changes drastically like that.
Yeah. Yep. But no, I didn't really have any issue with the broadcast. So thought they were fine. Thought it was
Yeah.
enjoyable.
It's Brandon. You know my stat that tells the story?
Sure.
It's pretty simple here, and that is four unanswered goals. Utica had this thing 3-2. 30 seconds later, Baltimore opens it up 4-2, and the next time Utica would find the net would be Joey Tavernisi doing Joey Tavernisi things. 3/4 of the way through the third quarter.
Yep. It was a while.
It was like a 23-minute stretch without a goal again,
Yep.
where things just disappeared. In the meantime, they're arguably a goal of the year candidate right before the half from Baltimore.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know how beautiful distribution from Julian. Wallace scorer worked perfectly, and no one was there to get the guy running.
Yeah. I mean, it was a really good, especially on that small field. I mean, they were able to capitalize on the quick counter that they can accomplish, and they absolutely
Mhm.
did. They did it. Like they ran the play that they should have been running. So, it's something that we tout ourselves as being, a quick counter team, but we don't show it.
No, no. Stat that tells the story is out of the way, so now we turn to the play that changed the game. And I think ours are kind of going to go hand in hand. And mine was the signing and starting of Babu. Um,
It had to have been out of necessity.
I agree, it had to be out of necessity. Xavier was on the bench.
Yep.
Andrew Taylor was playing at M2, though.
Yeah.
So do we not trust him at M1? If that's the case, why was he on the roster most of the season after Xavier went down? Why didn't, sign Babu sooner? Like, I'm just, it's a head scratching move.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the miscommunication from, lack of time training with these guys,
Oh yeah.
especially early.
Very early.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first 15 seconds early.
No, I do like it from the start who you're trying to figure out if they're going to be here next year standpoint.
Yep. I was thinking that too.
It's just wild that like Andrew Taylor's cleared to play at M2 and is not playing at M1.
Right.
Because what that says to me is we don't think he's going to be ready for M1 next year.
That would be valid. That would definitely be a valid, evaluation of it. It's just like, so what's the long-term plan
Yeah.
is really what it boils down to. And it definitely leaves a lot of uncertainty out there.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, I know your play that changed the game kind of goes hand in hand with that, so I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite literally in the first 15 seconds. Anybody that was watching, it was kind of an errant pass back. Babacar was not. What do you mean you can't? What?
Brandon, did you mute yourself again?
No, I'm looking at it. I don't.
I can hear you,
I,
but like,
I don't believe you. I gotta pull it up on my phone now because I'm like, I am almost positive. I'm looking at it. I can see that my mic is active.
mm,
Hold on.
holding on. Hold on loosely. Tiny dancer mixing up songs so they
I'm being
don't
lied to. I just pulled the stream up on my phone and I can hear myself just fine.
Okay, so just being messed with. Yeah.
Uh,
Is she starting at the beginning? And that's what's going on.
could be, but I mean, you're gonna, this is gonna come through twice. But I mean, wait for it.
Is she starting at the beginning?
That's you, of course.
That's what's going on.
Could be, but I mean, you're gonna, this is gonna come through twice.
I don't know then.
I'm like, I can hear it on the broadcast. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore it and roll on then.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, as you were saying about your play that changed the game on
Yeah,
the
I
first
mean,
goal.
it was literally in the first 15 seconds. I mean, as soon as there was the miscommunication, I don't remember who was passing back. I should have gone back and looked, but between them and Babukar, passing it back and him just being way out of position, or something, or it got knocked away. I don't know, but it was just he went running for it and unfortunately just couldn't get to it. I mean, that was a huge error right out of the gate that pretty much, I would say, that put a lot of confidence in Baltimore and it took a lot of confidence away from Utica when something like that is the first thing that happens and immediately starting the game. So,
Yeah. It's hard enough to play at CQ. It's even harder when you start behind the eight ball like that.
yeah. I mean, this is a team that always seems to end up starting out down. So it's not uncommon to see them fighting back, but it always makes the games harder, because you're starting at a deficit instead of uh, instead of, even or even
Yeah.
ahead. So,
Oh, 5 more games after this. So we'll talk about what needs to change for those 5 games. And honestly, I don't think there's much that can change at this point. Like, I mean, you can work on cleaning things up, you can work on communication so that you don't have those mistakes in the back of like you start the game at. But at this point, your bad habits are your bad habits.
mhm.
Um, and they don't tend to get fixed in season at this point.
No, not when we're, as you said, 5 games left.
Like, just for comparison's sake, the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, they drafted him this past year, played his rookie season, hurt his shoulder right in the last game. Can't
Hmm.
throw. His offseason, they've reported, shoulder looks good. He'll be thrown in a couple weeks. But what they have him doing is trying to fix the bad habits he picked up with like how he ran, keeping his legs underneath him, just simple physical stuff that the previous coaching staff either didn't pick up on or encouraged, and they're trying to fix that. And like those kind of habitual problems, like we've seen with this team,
Hmm. Hmm.
tend to get fixed just through off-season training.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this isn't a sport that has as rigorous as an off-season as the NFL,
Nope, that's fair.
but given the fact of the state of the roster is we'll see who's back next year. It's more of a this is what I want you to do. You need to do it, or I'm not going to try to fix that, and I will look for a player elsewhere that can do what I want them to do, kind of point of the season.
That's kind of where, I mean, I think we should be, is, who wants to basically work for it.
Yeah.
Where have we been just kind of adding to, adding to the team simply to have numbers? I mean, again, the second half of the season is a little bit different than like the first, but just, we want to weed out who we think doesn't fit or isn't looking to put an effort for the team.
Hmm.
So it's kind of down to that point, is really who wants to be here genuinely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you can really work on at this point in the season.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, there's not really much else that you can necessarily push for other than, who genuinely wants to be here and who's going to put in the effort to justify them being here.
hmm
So,
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I mean, it takes years for guys to develop. That's understandable.
mhm.
Um, we've seen guys, I mean, fail to develop, and that happens in every sport. I know Belliard was getting his first action with Baltimore in this game, but he was as much of a non-factor as he had been for Utica.
Yep.
And I don't know what else to say about like, well, there's not much left for this season except to ride it out.
And that's where I'm at this point. As I had said last week, I'm just watching to enjoy the game.
Hmm.
Watching for the enjoyment of the game. I mean, there are, like, not only our team, but just like this year, there are just so many. Nobody's a standout, and that's why it's super fun to watch the game. But
Hmm.
unfortunately, our team is just in a bad spot, and we're not going to see, as fans of Utica, we probably aren't going to see that much in the way of excitement, and there'll be some cool goals, I'm sure, but
Hmm.
there's not going to be enough to put us in the win column. I don't think at this point. Maybe one or two. I think maybe 2 out of 5, maybe.
Hmm. Yeah. So positive takeaway. You got one for this?
You said it already. We only have 5 games left.
See, I think my positive takeaway is it was yeah, it was a loss. Yeah, it was a 4 goal loss. And it was pretty much what we expected. But it was what we expected.
Yeah,
It wasn't a disaster.
that is
It
true.
wasn't like, oh wow, we have the best player in the world and he put the team on his back and gave us a big lead and there it's gone. Or was it like, oh wow, we're down 8 goals and now we're just gonna try? Or oh no, we're getting shut out and we're pulling our goalkeeper and giving up even more goals.
Yeah,
Like, I will take a by the book, paint by number, connect the dots, however you want to describe it, loss at this point in the season over another one where it's just like driving that knife deeper and twisting it.
just an absolute thrashing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that. I mean, knowing that it could have been way worse, and we've seen way worse, and it wasn't, that's a pretty good win.
Yeah.
Not upset about that.
All right, that does it for that game. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't think we were both kind of grasping at straws trying to find anything to say about it. Yep. It it is what it is.
It's hard to be positive in a year like this, but these are the years as sports fans that we just got to ride it out. They're not all going to
Hmm.
be glitz and glamour. They're not all going to be good where we're cheering till the last minute and hoping for the best. There's just going to be years where it's like, all right, when's it over?
Yeah.
So,
So, even though it doesn't matter for Utica, I figure we'll just do a quick little MASL check-in
yeah.
before we talk about the game this weekend. Because the season is coming to a close. Every team has played 19 or more games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as things stand now, San Diego is tied with Baltimore atop the standings, though San Diego has 1 game in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore have won 7 straight. St. Louis, who was atop the standings as a shocker, have fallen back to 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
And Milwaukee's in 3rd. They've righted their ship a little bit. They had a much better game this week. Kansas City, who a lot of people would have pegged as a Ron Newman Cup contender, um, continues to struggle away from Cable Dahmer Arena, losing to Tacoma.
Yes, they lost to Tacoma this weekend.
Tacoma?
Yeah.
Tacoma, who 8-3 at home, fantastic at home. They added Frank, they added Uzi, they added Clayson DeLima. They got some late season. As I said last week, Frank still proving he belongs in this league, and it's disgraceful that no team signed him before this point.
It's definitely
Deal
been
with
a
the
surprise.
attitude if
Yeah.
he's going to get you wins.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're chasing the final playoff spot, which is currently held by Empire. It's a 2 point difference, but Tacoma has a game in hand.
Right.
And those two teams play Thursday at 9:30 at Empire.
Yeah, Empire is not exactly an arena that's known for I'm aware of. That's necessarily known for being like a hard place to play, like
Hmm.
Utica. So, I mean, obviously, home turf always going to influence the game in some way. But I feel like that one's more the closer to the middle of the road where it's like,
Hmm.
it's not too bad, not too influential, but can still have an impact.
Hmm. Yeah, that's every team has a shot really to make the playoffs except for Utica. It would take an insane miracle for that to happen. Utica is 5 points from elimination, which if Empire picks up 3 on Thursday
Hmm.
and then Utica loses overtime, regulation doesn't matter. That's your 5 points right there.
Right. Yeah, pretty much we have to win every game, and they pretty much have both teams basically have to lose every game.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously for Thursday that literally can't happen because one of them's going to win. Just depends on how
Exactamundo.
it just depends on how they split the points. But may not
But
mathematically be out, but yeah.
we're out.
Yeah.
Um, that's just the league is very competitive this year. Tacoma, who started the year off hot, have tumbled. They're closer to where we thought they would be at the beginning of the year. St. Louis is still a little overperforming. Kansas underperforming, but the rest of the league is pretty much where you would expect them.
Agreed.
Baltimore a little higher in points, but I expected them to be better this year than they were last year, and they are.
Yeah. You typically see them, top 3, top 4, consistently, except for, obviously the one recent year, but they're usually right up there. I was like, did I lose
Like, I don't know.
you?
We don't really have much else to say about, I'm sure the playoffs will be entertaining. It's just going to suck that we are going to be able to root for Utica in them.
I mean,
And
I'm hoping
at
one
this
of my
point, you're
teams makes
hoping to
it.
be able to root for Empire.
Like,
Um,
I'm going to be torn on the last game, the last home game. It's like, well, I'll talk about that next week. But it's like, on one hand, I want one team to get points, and then the other team, on the other hand, I don't want to see the home team lose.
well, before we get ahead of ourselves,
I
Brandon,
know.
let's talk about the game this weekend.
Yeah, fine.
St. Patrick's Day. Nothing been revealed, so I'm assuming we're probably wearing the same green jerseys as last year.
Uh,
Disappointing if that's the case.
a little bit. Yeah, because they leave a little bit to be desired.
They're very
Unfortunately.
like any team, if that green was their normal color, like they could have been Dallas Outlaws jerseys
Hmm.
for a regular game. Would never known that they were St. Patrick's Day.
Right. You're right.
But that's that. So we'll be holding out for some luck of the Irish on Sunday. Tacoma comes to town. As I said, they're 8-3 at home, but they sit second to last in the table.
Hmm.
And that is because they are 0-7-1 on the road. And coming up this weekend, I already mentioned they play Thursday. They also play Saturday night at Baltimore and then have to travel to Utica on Sunday.
Yeah. They have a terrible schedule this weekend. 3 games in a weekend.
Brutal road trip. On top of the fact that they played Sunday. So they're playing 4 games in 8 days, 3 of them in 5.
Mm-hmm.
If Utica is going to steal any points from anyone at this time of the year, it would come in this game. So, Brandon, can I ask you, are you buying Utica's chances on Sunday?
I wasn't at first, but it might be the handicap we need. Empire is going to be a tough game for them. Baltimore is going to be an even tougher game considering they're literally going from basically the game will end roughly 11:30, 12 o'clock on Thursday. And then, of course, they're going to be on the road because they have to literally play the next night at 6 o'clock. I mean...
No, they play Saturday.
Sorry, Thursday and Saturday. Sorry, 2 days.
Yeah,
there's a day difference. My bad.
They're going to hit their hotels, probably fly out on Friday.
Yeah.
Get to Baltimore, have one night to try to adjust to the 3-hour time jump
After we just had, well,
after we
depending
just
on
lost
where,
an hour.
depending on where they're from, because I mean, some people don't do it.
Some people don't do this. Stupid states being smarter than others.
Yep. But yeah, it's a wild turnaround just for that first game. And I mean, those are two tough teams in in the Strikers and Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore is a really hard place to play in to begin with, and they're going to be already going in with semi-tired legs. And just to finish up there, and this one's the real hard travel day too, because probably won't even get out of there until at least 9, and pretty much be on the road to be in Utica for the 3 p.m. the next day. Like they have
they'll
a
get in at like
wild
3 or 4 in the morning.
yeah, they have a wild schedule.
So, as I said, Brandon, you buying this? Do you give Utica a fighter's chance on Sunday?
Like I said, it's kind of, it almost feels like if we were going to win any game, this was it. Any of our upcoming games, this would be the one. So I would like to be hopeful, considering next weekend is going to be a tough travel for us. So yeah, I really think that this could be the one to at least keep fans interested and entertained for a little while longer. I hope anyway.
All right. It sounds like you're getting pretty close to making a prediction for this one.
Oh, is that what you want me to do?
Against your better judgment, it sounds like you're going to go with.
I am, and what I'm hoping is that because Tacoma will be coming in pretty tired, I'd like to see. I think the key to this game is the ability for Juan Salazar to really be able to open up, because we've been seeing a little activity here and there against these couple of tougher teams that we've been playing against, and I think this will be just enough for him to really be able to shine, and I'd like to see that in this game. I think that's going to be one of the keys to us being able to finally report home a win. So I think I'm going to go 8-4. I'm going to go big.
Oh, I'm sorry, 8-4 Utica?
Yeah.
Wow. That is
If we're going to win this one, and we're going to win it big.
Okay. Brandon hoping for a little home cooking to help out his second team in the standings.
Hey, we got to have some good luck come around. These St. Paddy's Day games don't usually go our way. So maybe, I think if I remember right, we turned it around last year.
We did win last year,
so
yes.
This is the year that we have to really embrace it and take it all the way to the gold.
8-4. Wow. I would have seen I could see giving Utica a 2-goal win on this one. 4. Holy. Oof.
I'll probably be so wrong, but I don't care.
We should go back. Forget your early season bold predictions. There it is, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Feeling frisky.
Yeah. Brandon's feeling frisky and flirting with a Utica blowout. A positive Utica blowout.
There you go. You gotta get that in there.
Oof. Okay. Well, it's gonna make mine feel like a cold shower after a polar plunge, because I've already made the commitment to myself. I'm not picking Utica to win a game the rest of the year. I can't pick them.
No, I understand that.
They haven't shown me that I could trust them. They just blew a 5-goal lead at home, or a 4-goal lead in a single quarter, and then lost in overtime.
With arguably one of the best players in the league at the helm.
And then Yeah, yeah, they took advantage of Milwaukee one time on travel, but they got Milwaukee on travel the next time, and Milwaukee blew them out.
Mm-hmm.
Tacoma is one of the few teams with enough depth pieces that I could see them choosing to send a couple extra because they're fighting for playoff position, where they'll have enough fresh legs on Sunday or Saturday to not be as fatigued as they would normally be.
See, here's how I would see it panning out.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, because of the standings, you're going to be playing your best people on Thursday
Mm-hmm.
against Empire. Saturday, you're probably going to consider that a throwaway game because you can't necessarily influence the standings for Baltimore. Like Baltimore losing some points and other teams kind of hopping them doesn't necessarily matter to Tacoma. They just care about Empire right now and trying to get past them. So Empire, they want to make sure that they lose and that the Stars win. Baltimore, they don't care that much. They would like to get a win, but it's already going to be hard playing in Baltimore, and um, probably going to rest who they can, and then have, like you said, have the kind of the best for us to make sure that they can secure those points.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think, I mean, we saw the effect that being that tired legs had on Milwaukee when we did beat them. And that really is what kind of influenced that game, in my opinion. That can be a very influential factor to any game, is just how much can their bodies take.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 days or 3 games in 4 days is wild, especially considering the travel that they have to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I can fully see Utica winning this. I just can't pick them for my prediction because I I can't trust the team.
Yep.
I can't. I'd love to. I can't.
So you're going to say it's close then?
Oh yeah, I'm taking an overtime loss 6-5
Hmm.
to Tacoma.
So glad you didn't say the other one.
No. Now, Utica's offense hasn't been chugging quite that much lately,
To get
and
6.
Tacoma's not been that good on the road, but defensive miscues have plagued this team.
Yep.
And our overtime games generally don't last that long. The one exception being the Baltimore shootout.
Right.
They're pretty much over in the first 60 seconds, with the vast majority of them being over in the first 60 seconds against us.
Yeah. That typically ends up being the case. You're
Mm-hmm.
absolutely right.
So that's why I'm taking it 6-5 Tacoma.
Okay. All right.
Brandon, with 5 minutes left, I do just want to touch on one more thing before or not 5 minutes left, with 5 games left.
What do you
I
mean?
do, I do just want to touch on one thing,
No.
and that is let's revisit our preseason bold predictions.
Oh no. God.
So we both shared one, pretty much. You had Xavier Snare Williams, starting in goal from the beginning of the year. I had him taking over just to try to shake things up if Utica was fighting for a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
We both missed on that one.
By a mile.
Injuries aside, Utica being non-competitive, why would you start a guy that's going back to another team?
Yeah. Oh, very true.
Um, my second prediction, I'll skip to my last one because it was my boldest one, and it's already come true. And that was the parting of ways with Everton Moreira.
Yeah, I just didn't expect it to happen when it did.
No, I didn't see it coming mid-season. Um, I really thought, despite how things were going, they would give him to the end of the year to try to right the ship like they did with Ryan Hall.
Yep.
But the writing must have been on the wall in a smaller league with less free points available since you don't have Texas and Dallas and at the time Orlando or Harrisburg on the schedule.
Right.
They made that move a little earlier. Do you remember what your other bold predictions were?
No, I was genuinely trying to think about it, and it's like I can't remember if I went bold or if I went just doom and gloom. I probably went bold because I was dumb.
Because I don't remember. I'm legitimately asking
Oh
you.
God, no, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I thought you had. I thought you were going to be like,
Okay.
well, you
No, I
did
remembered mine. I
this.
just thought we should like revisit them, try to pad our runtime a little bit here.
Oh man, I can't remember if it depends on how I felt that night. I was either super enthusiastic. I think the only other prediction that I sort of remember was I remember saying essentially we were going to have a decent season, but we were going to just fall short of the playoffs. And yeah, I was definitely wrong on that one.
Well, the only one that I'm paying attention to still is my second prediction that I made,
Hmm.
which was Sergio Pinal to be a 40-point player in his second year.
I do remember that. Yep.
Hmm.
He's got a
And I,
little
I,
ways to
I was
go.
looking pretty good. And then as his numbers started to fall down, and I was starting to doubt it. And then he had a 3-point performance this week, and we got 5 games left. Do you know how many points he's sitting at?
Mm, probably mid 30s.
35. He needs 5 points in 5 games. He's averaged 1.8 per game, um, which still, his 35 are still good enough for fourth most in the league.
Yeah, he's doing what he can when he can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's pretty close. It's very achievable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, now I'm just sad because I'm looking at the leaders and I see the points per game, and I'm like, oh, that's what happens when you develop talent. Because your number two and number three in points per game are Alex Sanchez and Mario Alvarez.
Oh yeah.
Both guys who, Sanchez broke out last year. Alvarez has steadily gotten better
Hmm.
since TST started happening, and his name got on the stage with the Arena Boys and all that. But like he's having his best season. It just took him a while to get there.
Yep. Slow
Um,
starters sometimes.
but there was the, depth ahead of him where he had time to develop,
Right.
something that this team has not had.
No. No, unfortunately, it has not.
Ability to retain talent.
Yeah, that's going to be the big one for next year.
Hmm.
Is just retaining who we have and who we've invested the time into.
Hmm. And getting some key additions.
Right. Adding to that.
Yeah, every time I watch a Kansas City game, it's like, oh, remember we were talking about Florida folding and how we both wanted Chad Vandergrift to come to Utica? Then we had that great conversation with him last year after the All-Star game. And I was like, oh, wow, we really, really missed the boat on that one.
Boy, we sure did. Because, I mean, he's literally sitting, I think he's sitting on top of the block shots. I saw him come up. Yep. 53 block shots this season.
Mm.
Like, literally 12 points above the next one, which is Robert Palmer. Like, knew right from the get go. It's like he is a
And,
talent to seek out.
there's Tetsane, who I wanted after his first year before he got moved to Harrisburg and then didn't play.
Yep.
There's your buddy Robert Williamson, who you desperately wanted to come to Utica.
Yep, another one that I was like, man, he would be a great person to add to our defense. I mean, I again, another one that was saw him on Harrisburg. We went down there a bunch. You know, he was a great player, and I was like, man, he would be he matches the profile of, you know, young, fast, and he's an up and coming talent, and he's showing it. Like, he's a great defender, and I wish we had been able to scoop him up. Food for thought.
Yeah, just looking at this, I'm like, oh man, there's just guys that we were able to identify. How come we couldn't get them to Utica? This went from bold predictions to sad reality real fast.
It's all crashing down.
If the team would bring back talent, I'd say shut up and take my money and just pay for seats that I can't use.
Well, I know I've been debating, honestly, for next year, which is weird for me because I'm diehard trying to, just supporting the team and whatnot. And it's like, it is a very tough sell right now to be a season ticket holder. So
maybe that's what we do to pad our runtime next week. You and I come up with 3 points each, like top 3. How would you retain season ticket holders?
I like it.
Or incentivize season ticket holders to return / get new ones.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I like that idea.
Like a good plan.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, there, for those listening, watching, there's something you could look forward to next week besides us talking about whatever happens against Tacoma.
Maybe bring your own. Put it in the comments.
Maybe bring your own in the comments. We do love an engaged chat.
Yeah.
And, then we'll be looking ahead to the road trip to Milwaukee before returning home to play Empire.
For the final game of the home season.
Final home game. And then it's just 2 weeks left. 4 games after this weekend.
And the pain is over.
And then we can all patiently await the playoffs to go through and look forward to the announcement of the new head coach.
Yep.
Because that's one way to revitalize a fan base.
Agreed. Oh, why'd you give it away?
Because that shouldn't be part of your season ticket member plan.
No.
It should be, like benefits to being a season ticket member that the team actually follows through with, and not like taking the extra money for our Utica City keepers and then not benefiting us at all.
Yeah, that's not better.
All right, Brandon, anything else you want to add tonight?
No, I don't think I got anything.
All right, that's going to do it for us. For those of you at the Odd on Sunday, have fun. May the luck of the Irish be on your side.
Well, let's hope so.
Until next time, go Utica. Thank you for listening to the Keeper's Corner podcast on whatever podcast app you use. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter or X, whatever you prefer to call it. We have a TeePublic shop where you can get UCFC player swag or help support the podcast. Thank you. We appreciate it. And one last thing, go Utica City.